And the tourism sector will today receive some $9 million support from the World Bank for businesses going down. Now, one of the key areas to benefit will be the travel and tour sector. Charles Aite has been speaking with some travel and tour companies on how they are adapting to the changing times.
Until a cure is found, the novel coronavirus is here to stay. And already, the world economy is living up to the challenge of surviving the impact of the pandemic. Here in Ghana, restrictions on movement have eased and businesses are opening their doors for transactions under strict safety measures. We have explored how prepared Ghana's hospitality sector is as we had access to some major hotels in the capital of Accra. It's quite an interesting scene here. You could see this is the Gallery Bar of Kempinski. It's kind of currently out of service, and it's not very much of a serious issue, unusual matter. We do know that currently there is a ban on the operations of bars across the country. This week, we turn our attention to the travel and tour sector. If you've ever embarked on a business trip abroad or even gone on a leisure trip, one agency interfacing with airlines and tourist sites are the travel and tour businesses. Times have been hard for this sector. With airlines closed and hotels shut, the travel and tour sector has had revenue margins plummet.
We are the number one who is being hit by this this pandemic. In terms of, you can see the airline suspension.
Damenda Kuma is the country director of Satguru Travels. Innovation, getting ahead of competition to fish out the demand for the future of travel is his priority at the moment.
We know the way we are doing the business, it will not be the same. It will take a little time to come to us on the same position we were holding before. And we are going to focus in some areas like medical tourism and some other business opportunity in terms of corporate. We are going to look into it.
And what about leisure travels? Because we do know that leisure travels are being limited to an extent across various countries in the world. Currently, the US is really putting restrictions on specific visas, under the Trump administration. How are you adjusting to all these reforms?
If we look at the point of leisure trip, I believe so. Leisure trip is going to be a challenge for us because leisure trip it comes with an economic package also, and this pandemic has seriously cut off some salaries of staffs and the people's savings. They were not having. Some people have lost their job. So when we look at this leisure trip, it's going to be a very hard for us to gain that business because it's a totally how you say. It's going to be a complete package.
This is what you see at various travel and tour agencies in Ghana. With empty offices being the new normal, managers like Kuma are taking everything online.
We arrange some online training for our staff.
Okay.
When it comes to tourism, we arrange some destination trips, tours, like for Dubai, Canada, America, UAE. And there's so many different countries for our tourism staff. Regarding the management, we arrange digital marketing, how to do online marketing and some type of presentations we arrange for our staff.
What's going to be the future of your company in terms of the travel and tours industry? Because investors and even that of researchers are helping us understand that the face of tourism in the world, not just Ghana, is going to change now that COVID-19 has set in, so that those who do not innovate are going to die off. What's going to be the strategy for your company moving forward?
Okay, as I mentioned, we are a worldwide company, and we have our strategy on this one. We know the way we are doing the business, it will not be the same. It will take a little time to come to us on the same position we were holding before, and we are going to focus in some areas like medical tourism and some other business opportunity in terms of corporate. We are going to look at.
Adansi Travels is one of the popular travel agencies in Ghana, with hundreds of trips organized for revelers. This year is no doubt a challenging one.
I think it's more going to be technology driven, and because you want to reduce contacts with potential clients, you want to reduce contact with your staff, between your staff and somebody want to do business with you. So as a travel and tour agency, this is the time to plan and try to implement certain technologies like online booking, online payment system, and so that you'll be able to reach more people. And also we have to engage our partners.
Gideon Asari, Managing Director for Adansi Travel, says his outfit got things running even when lockdown restrictions were in place.
After 2 weeks of rest, around 4th April, we decided to come back and use the online platform to train ourselves so that we will still be relevant by the time the COVID is over. So since then, we've been doing staff training. Secondly, we also needed to engage our existing clients and prospective ones. So we've been doing a lot of client engagements. It will interest you to know that we sometimes cook with our client on Zoom platform.
Oh, really?
Yes, we do. And we play music together. We do get to know them a little bit more. On Tuesday, we do what you call personality chat with them on Zoom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have been engaging our clients, and talking to them, we also ask them how they intend to see travel, coming when COVID is, all the restrictions are released. So over the period, that have been basically what we've been doing, and also researching to see what other new products we can bring on board, even start selling something within this time, and then also how we can innovate the existing products or tools that we already have.
The tourism sector is a whole value chain. The connection between all players means any hitch with one affects the other. But nothing can be left to chance in these unusual times.
You need to be able to coordinate this very well to be able to assure the potential client that he'll be safe, because you are not there. So what we do that we do with local partners. So for instance, if I'm selling a place like Singapore, I have a local partner there who is in touch with the hotels, who in touch with the tourism board there, and getting the updates. What are the restrictions? What are the requirements? How is the tourism board over there also keeping clients safe? So for instance, in our Zoom meeting that is upcoming, we will link somebody from Singapore who will explain to the audience that, okay, this is what we are doing to keep you safe. We will link somebody from Dubai to say that this is what we are doing to keep you safe. And we have invited a couple of airlines to also come and tell us how they will keep the passengers safe on board. Are you getting it? And the airport. And so we don't make decisions when it comes to these things. So we always keep in touch with them. We attend their webinars. They're also having some webinars. We attend to know what they are doing. And we let our clients even hear from them directly. So that is how we are managing our relationship to ensure that that is. Having said that, also with the airlines especially, we when the COVID was at a peak, there was so much refunds from clients to the airlines. And we too, as a business, we had a lot of money with some of the airlines that are clients' money. We, as a partner, we had to manage that so that the impact on them will be less. So instead of just going to yell at them to get their money, we're able to talk to our clients that, look, you travel in the future, right? So let's keep the money and for them to be in business, and then when the COVID is over, or when it's safe to travel, they will allow you the city to travel. So that way, we have also used that to build or to deepen our relationship with the airlines.
So you're talking of external preparations. What about in-house? Because tourism is also within Ghana, and I believe you also indulge in travels inland. So what about the coordination inland? All
right. So within Ghana, we've been monitoring the situation. There have been a couple of webinars addressing this. The latest one was last week, where we attended one on Zoom, and I've seen that they've started doing some classification of the attraction points, and I'm sure the classification will take into fact how clean the place is, so that if you go into, let's say, Kakum, and there's a classification of A1. It gives you a sense of, okay, this is A1 destination. It is having this cleaning standard in terms of washroom I should expect. How you getting it? So that will put you at certain expectation. Or if it is C1 or B or whatever, you know what to expect.
Joy Business has learned that the Tourism Authority has begun an aggressive intervention to reclassify all tourist sites in Ghana from a grade A to an F. The reclassification, we are told, will strictly be hinged on adherence of these sites to COVID-19 safety protocol.
The government of Ghana has identified tourism as a strategic pillar for the transformation of the economy of Ghana, and we are doing everything to promote tourism in Ghana. Strategically, we want Ghana to be the preferred destination for conferences and meetings.
The hospitality sector has made a strong case for governments to intervene with some monetary packages to cushion the struggling sector from the impact of the coronavirus. To this end, the World Bank is expected to provide a loan facility of up to $9 million to the Tourism Ministry as part of measures to sustain the industry. The face of international travel would never be the same again in these COVID-19 times. We're talking of the impacts on hotel reservation, holiday packages, airport assistance, and even that of visa assistance as well. The domestic and international airlines is really reeling in the wake of the COVID-19, and based on interactions we've had with the travel and tours industries, it's very much clear that you might not only be paying more for your travels in the future, but as well be experiencing a much tighter system in terms of COVID-19 protocol going forward. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.